Can you hear me now? Okay, there we go. Hello, everybody. So, we are going to work in a new world, mainly because we're going to try a couple of things today. So, survival cheats off. We're just going completely random. And let's go ahead and enter a new world. Thank you. I really wanted to jump on our brand new 1.19 survival world. However, I'm in the process of halfway recording our second episode for that. And well, actually we may jump over there later on. I plan on being on for about 2 hours, so I plan on being on until about midnight. But we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna put out there now, I'm sorry that we've missed a bunch of streaming. I've put it off for the past about a month. I switched to nights at work, which made me back off just so that I can get switched to the schedule, but also figure out what I was going to do with the schedule. So, seem to have a very interesting world going on here. We are in a flower forest. Before we go any farther, we are going to mark our spawn. Well, I'm glad you could check in for at least a couple of minutes. So, we got a good amount of stuff from that. Mangrove logs. I love the new mangrove wood. Oak planks, a wooden pickaxe, a wooden axe, and some of that. So, not a half bad of a biome to start in. We are actually going to go exploring. We've marked our spawn. And so the point of going exploring is, this is a nice area. I like it. I don't want to make a base here. I would like to make a base right outside of it. And what I mean by that is, so, an 8x8 chunk area. Can't really say 8x8. It's more of, so, and I've heard a couple of different things on that. So, spawn chunks are 8 chunks in each direction. That are always active in your world. So no matter where you are in your world, those 8 chunks right around the spawn are always going to be active. Now a chunk, if I go here, I believe it's B. No, it's hitboxes. No, not that one. Let's see. I'm trying to remember which one it is. One of these. Well, about crashed it. There it is. Did something I wasn't supposed to. Oh. Let's see, what did I do? Nothing. It's not showing anything. Fun. Let's go ahead and save and quit and come back and see if that'll fix it. Some of the commands can get joggled depending on what all you're running. I don't usually run just plain vanilla, so that can be an issue, but let that go ahead and load. As I was saying, it's not letting me do. Okay, so let's see. The shader pack got turned on. That's what it was. And shader packs can definitely freeze up your game like that. It dropped my FPS, which froze up my game. But otherwise, so within this yellow box right here, and you can see the reflection of that on the map as well, is chunk borders. And a chunk is a 16 by 16 block. Well, the 8 chunks to either direction of spawn, which is the one we marked over there, are always loaded in. So the farms you build here are always running. Which some farms you want that to be the way it goes. Some farms you don't want it to be that way. So, and then the command you're looking for that I was looking for to turn chunk borders off and on is F3 and G. And then we can go ahead and turn hitboxes off as well, which was F3 and B. And those are the little boxes that you saw like around the fish and that kind of stuff just a minute ago. So, let's see. 8 boxes times 16 would be quite a lot. It's like 128 blocks. So, well, no, I got that wrong. I really messed that one up, I think. Oh, it's 128 blocks. I was right. So, we would have to be about this far away from spawn. Anything closer, we're about a chunk away, I do believe. So anything closer, and you're going to be in that always loaded in area. Which, it's not bad. I don't want to build one right here specifically. But, and that is 128 blocks in any direction. That is really loud. I'm going to say that there is a cave of some kind really, really close. Because that is loud. Like, I feel like if we dug down right here, we would find it. Right there. So that's interesting. But we're gonna go find some sheep at the moment. So, because we have already burned through quite a bit of the day. So as I was saying with those spawn chunks, that is the easiest way. If you want a system that is always going to be running, that is the easiest way to run it, is build it in a spawn chunk. And then there's certain farms that always have to be running a spawn chunk. If you are going to build a shulker farm, that has to be done on this side. Well, if you're going to build a shulker farm on this side of things, it has to be built in those spawn chunks. There's some interesting terrain generation over here we're going to come check out. I would definitely say something happened. Wow. We are in sheep mania. Okay, the house over there wouldn't actually be too bad. I don't think. Let's see, can we get back over there? FYI, while we are trying to maneuver all of this, I have set up a server. I'm still setting up spawn point and all of that, but I am looking for a couple of content creators that would not mind either streaming or making videos with me. I'm thinking of more of that being a streaming project. And if you're watching this and you watch somebody else, maybe you can see if they'd be interesting. The tag's Amethyst64 if they want to contact me. And I would love to chat, see what they want from a server. And see if they would be interested in streaming with me. I like this area up here. I definitely think we are going to build up here. The layers that this can give, because it is such a tall sort of mountain type thing, I think would be really good. We're not too far away from spawn chunks, so anything we build over there would be good. We're overlooking two separate valleys, which will also be nice. And we do need to take care of my hunger real quick. So. And we're still in the middle of the flower forest, so there's plenty of stuff to gain from that as well. So, let's see. We are going to go ahead and take care of a little bit of our hunger bar. I don't tend to eat apples a too awful lot, and that is raw fish. Let's see, someone tried coming after me. Makes me think a zombie of some kind latched on, but I don't see one. Oh, you're over there. Well, that's the first place to light up. And with the different layers that we've got going on here as well, I think if we could get a good, nice layered city type of look. And that should be more than good enough for the moment. Wow. Despite my best efforts to go up, we seem to just be going down over here. Let's see if we can fix that now. Much better. Go ahead and drop our crafting table down. And full set. I know that campfires can help as well. My problem with the campfire is that I have a habit of running into them. And I don't have Silk Touch yet, which means if we move it all, I can't take it with me. So, we've got that cooking, which should take off some of our need on that front. So we are going to go ahead and drop this as well. And drop some of the rest of this on in it. And as for the rest of that, now that we've got a little bit of that made up, we need to cut some trees down because we need some resources. So, that gives us one. Gives us quite a few resources. Let's go from there. there we go. We've cleared it out for the most part, of all the trees and stuff. And we will do some more replanting. We are pretty close to a forest biome though. Well, we're in the flower forest, so it's not too much of a big deal, but there's also plenty around us that we can do that. But clearing this land gives us a real look at what exactly we are looking at. There's a couple of areas, like right here, where we're going to end up filling that in. Just because otherwise, it's too big of a dip. I can't guarantee we're going to 100% we're going to fill this in. No, but more than likely, we will. Now, what I'm looking at, and today we're going to talk a little bit about at least my build process. So every world that I make for the survival seasons, the modded Minecraft, I make 2 copies. We have the original, which I automatically make a backup of that. Or at least as of right now, I've automatically made a backup of that. And that is sitting in the backups folder, and that is just pretty much the seed and the spawn. I don't even spend 5 minutes in those worlds. That goes immediately to backup, and that stays there. That way I have a seed record. I've done that world before, and I can check it, but then also if something happens to the map, to the level data, or anything like that, I can copy a lot of those chunks around using MC Aid Selector and some of that kind of stuff. But if there's actual corruption to the level dat, though I can copy some of those chunks around, I'm going to need that level dat from way back when. Which I did just have to recently use one of those, and that's part of the reason our 1.19 survival world just got restarted, was because one of my backups of that world, I had just been in it. Rather than using a backup, I was using a copy. And so we didn't have that backup to fall back on. So that backup just sits in the backup folder. If something catastrophically happens, then we use it. Otherwise, it doesn't get touched. Now, what I mean by 2 world copies is that, so we've got the world that we're playing in, the world that you see in the videos. And then we'll have a second world. Exact same seed, exact same generation. Where I do the preliminary builds. So I'll say, okay, this episode, I want to get this, this, and this done. Well, let's see. The build aspect for that. Okay, what is the size of it? Say, okay, I think it would be really cool to put it in right here. Say we're doing an automatic or an AFK an automatic furnace system. A whole bunch of ore smelters up in the line with the coal that automatically fills. So it automatically keeps going. I can be doing other stuff and I don't have to worry about keep loading all of these furnaces. I'll do it in my copy world first. Make sure I've got all, or at least somewhat make sure that I've got all of the resources. But the main thing I'm looking for is, once I've got that build in, what does it look like? Because I have had it before, where I put the build in, and I just absolutely hate it. Now there's some that I put into our worlds that I didn't fall in love with their location. But of the 2 or 3 locations I may have tried in our copy, that's where it got put. And that one, I deal with pretty often, but at the same point in time, I'm resetting that world pretty often. That world gets deleted, recreated from the world that we're running very often. Because like I said, I may have just put 3 furnace buildings in. We've got all of that set up in 3 different locations to see which one was the best. But then I need to start at a new build. And one of those locations I want to put that new build in. But I've got a furnace there in my copy. Then I'll go back and we'll reset things. So for example, I want to put my starter base in. And so a lot of those worlds, we're in complete survival right now. But a lot of those copies I will be in, I will have the creative option, just so that I am not gathering those resources half a dozen times. And so when it comes to stuff like a mine, and that kind of stuff, I won't have that in a creative world. I won't be doing that in a copy. I'm not going mining in our copy. I'm not doing a ton of exploring in our copy. Unless we've already found something. Couple worlds back, it's going back through the footage, and I found a witch's hut. I explored in the copies, and started working on familiarizing myself with the builds for a witch's hut, but nothing ever came of it. But some of those builds, especially when it comes to redstone and some farms and that kind of stuff, before I put it in my videos, I want to familiarize with myself with a farm. Once we get to some pretty complex redstone builds, I know how to somewhat do redstone. I'm not a redstoner. It's difficult to say. I am not a humongous redstoner. I am learning. Would I love to eventually become that? Yes. But I just am not. And we've spent a whole day and I haven't really gotten a whole lot done. But we are going to go ahead and jump onto the back side of this. And I am thinking we are probably going to put our furnace section down here, just because with the overhang and everything, I think it would be really cool. I've already got a build idea in sort of mind. But we are in a rather different, and here's one of the things that I like about the flower forest, is usually you get some of this cut up terrain like this. It looks almost like the generator had an error. The flat facing walls and everything like this. And it can and the overhangs like this. The floating islands over there. Without going fully skyblock or sky islands on us. This is one way to do that. And so we'll have some fun with that too. We'll probably make up a couple of our own creative or own islands as well. But as of right now, we are going to switch around and we are going to start working on our first build, which is of course the starter house. Now, it is early game. I don't have a ton of resources, but we do have 2 different types of wood and we have some stone. And I will definitely have to get some more stone. We've only got 3 blocks left. And we just go from there. So, we aren't hugely high up in our world. We have a couple of cool ravines cutting through here too, which is definitely places I want to explore. The one big problem, and we're going to have to put plenty of up and downs and that kind of stuff around, just because otherwise it can be kind of difficult. Our base is going to be up here. Now I could see several of our farms going in down here, and we're going to have to probably put some paths in to help us with that as well. And we've got an aquifer cutting through here. It's pretty nice. But we are going to get some cobblestone and run with that for a little bit, and probably put in a small mine, but not a humongous one, and it's not one for really resources, so we won't be going down to bedrock or anything. Though that has become increasingly difficult. So the way I play, I usually just try and shoot a mine straight down to bedrock. The biggest thing I've run into is sometimes we'll run into a humongous cave, and I'll have to switch the location of my mine. With the 1.19 update, with us now having some other things in our deep, dark levels, that has changed. I can't just shoot straight down to bedrock. Half the time I'm running into running into the deep dark, the skulk shriekers, the skulk catalyst, and all of that. And so I've had to change my gameplay. Figure out other ways to play. Get around that. And we are working on that. But I figured we might as well do some of that work here as well. And we are definitely going to have to put some ladders and stuff in ASAP. So, let's collect some resources. Okay, I will be right back. I need to run and grab something to drink real quick. we are back. Sorry about that. I forgot to grab a drink before I started the stream, so. Well, let's take care of the creeper. Oh, I was hoping for some bones. Not that I wanted to kill too many sheep around here, but Awesome, we got a bone. And I halfway killed ourselves. Where'd those cows go? So the ones down there we are leaving alone. Okay, guys. So, we need to get a handle of this food situation going on. So, we have started off the farm on down over here. I don't have any iron yet, so we can't do it actually the way I want to do it, but it works over here. We need some wheat is what we really need. And we do have our small farm over here. Problem is, it's not really too big. And it's going to take a while for all these plants to grow. So, we're going to do some more mining. And if they don't grow pretty quick, we're going to have to go find a village or something like that. let's check on our crops real quick. Got one that's almost done by the looks of it. Let's see. There we go. Not the one I was expecting, but we've got one. We need a little bit more than that though. Okay. And with that, we have been streaming for about an hour and a half, a little bit over that. We are going to go ahead and call it done for today. And I will see you guys on tomorrow. Thank you for watching and have a great and wonderful Minecraft night. This is Amethyst64 signing off.